We are here at the Mayflower Cigar booth with none other than Michael Knowles, the man, the myth, the legend. Michael, good to see you in person.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Nick Cirrus as well. No, thanks for having us. I appreciate it. We are a little early today, but you made the time for us. I greatly appreciate that. First PCA Trade Show with Mayflower Cigars. Your first time at the PCA Trade Show. What are your initial thoughts?
It's phenomenal. I walked in, and I guess I was expecting a little bit less in terms of production value, because I knew every person who matters at all in cigars was going to be here, and I knew these are great companies. However, when our team, we have this great set designer who does our studios at the Daily Wire. He said, "Michael, I'm going to build you a big ship for the trade show." And I said, "I don't know. I don't want to seem like we're over the top or ridiculous." Now I'm really glad we did it, because some of these guys have big LED walls, you know.
Yeah.
So now I'm glad they built me a ship here in New Orleans, and I'm also glad you guys were early, because it gave me an excuse to have a Mayflower Dawn for my breakfast.
Oh, for your breakfast?
Yeah.
Is that the first one?
This is the first of the day.
Nice.
I've been told by some friends in the industry that I'm not going to smoke a cigar for 2 weeks after this trade show.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
One day, maybe an afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But you know what? You smoke a lot of cigars.
A lot of cigars. I do 12, 15 a day while you're at the trade show is not unheard of.
Wow.
You want to be seen smoking your cigars,
That's right.
And you get to try everybody else's.
This was the thing. Also, I told my wife when I said, "Listen, honey, you got to be with all 3 toddlers for the weekend."
For the weekend.
Because I got to go work. She said, "You got to work. What does that mean, you got to work?" I said, "Well, you know, I smoke a lot of cigars. I probably have to drink a little bit of rum and whiskey.
I have to build a ship.
I have to build a ship.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would
have to eat a couple of muffalettas in New Orleans. Yeah.
Absolutely. Where are you going? New Orleans.
Yeah.
At least it's not Vegas.
That's right.
At least it's not Vegas. So you were a little impressed then with this, and you thought this was going to be over the top. This fits right in. It's such a great set, and it works perfectly. It's one of the best branded,
thank you,
booths that I think I've seen in a lot of years.
You might be up for,
booth of the year.
Booth of the year. They have like a newcomer booth. They have,
Oh, great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your regular sets are amazing. I've been watching some of your videos. And
thank you. Because, I can't really take credit for it. It's really, we have a couple of great set designers and creatives, and my producer, I hate to say something nice about him, but they take the sets very, very seriously. And it kind of ties in with the cigars, which is like, it's about being in real life with people.
Yes.
And it's about the environment. The experience of the cigar, it's a lot about the tobacco and the blend and the artistry.
But it's everything around.
But it's everything around it. And so I'm glad that they could kind of build an environment. And just walking around, the other thing that strikes me about the trade show is you see all your friends.
Yes.
You see like every single friend you have in the cigar industry in just a row right down the line. It's really cool.
And you'll be seeing them year
after year after year.
And you know what? That's the fun part.
Yeah.
It's like, people you're only going to see once a year.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me and for us, we've been talking about the theme is family, and really it feels so much more coming back to New Orleans. The family has, and again, this is your first show, and I'm excited to see people their first time through their eyes. I love that. When I brought people to Cuba, it's just an experience to see that. So it's going to be interesting to get your thoughts after the first show.
Right.
And your next
the second show, right.
On and on,
And it's got to be nice to take a break from politics and just for a whole weekend, just focus on cigars, focus on Mayflower.
Except for one thing. I thought, all right, good, I'm going to put all the political craziness behind me. I'm putting on the smoking jacket. We're going to check out.
All done.
Except now, one of the big issues facing the cigar industry is one of the big political issues. These tariffs.
Yeah.
I got cigars on ships. What's going to happen with these tariffs?
Are you worried about that at all? I mean, so look, you are probably more plugged into this than a lot of people in this building. Are you concerned with the tariff coming out of Nicaragua?
I am not, actually. Okay. I do think there will be a long trade war. I think everyone who thinks they've figured out President Trump's final step, every single one of them is BSing. They have no idea. I don't think that cabinet secretaries know Trump's next step. I don't think Trump knows Trump's next step. And so that's crazy. However, first thing I noticed was the tariffs were relatively low in Latin America. He's cut deals with important trading partners very quickly. Obviously, the onus of the trade war is really on China.
Yeah.
So I actually feel very confident. If I were to give a little political advice to my friends in the industry here, I would say, don't worry about the tariff thing. I think it will be minimal. You can rely on it. Just keep the ships coming, keep the product getting stocked.
Not coming from a political background, that's the same advice I was giving.
Is it?
People calling me, hey, what's going on? I don't know if I want to go to the show. You know, maybe we won't go this year. These tariffs are crazy. We're prices. And not really having any basis to say this other than I think like anybody thinks they know Trump. Nobody does. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's happening. You just don't know what's going to happen. Ultimately, he's trying to do the best, I think. You know what I mean? And his way of doing it is his way of doing it. He definitely has his own style, and I think, 10%, it's not, it's based on the wholesale, factory cost. So what that actually equates to, I think most manufacturers, don't you think they'll probably eat it maybe the first trade show?
Yeah. Oh, especially for this 90-day pause. There's a lot of uncertainty, and if you're talking about 10% on the wholesale price, I think we'll survive for 6 months.
And the cigar industry historically has been pretty insulated from any kind of economic downturns and whatnot, because it is a luxury product. It is something that, we burn money, folks.
We literally burn money.
Literally light it on fire.
We don't pay taxes as it is. The S-chip and all the other fees are involved. So we've been paying our share due, for a long time. So it's just more.
The other thing that's very important for us, looking at this administration, and you can see it a little bit on the inside, there are a lot of great cigar smokers in the administration and certainly on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
They are not going to let our industry be clobbered by these tariffs.
Wasn't there someone in the cabinet who wants to turn something into a cigar bar? That's amazing.
I'm not, no joke. I've been to DC probably 6 or 7 times since the new year. It's just the conservatives came back to town, and so I go. New cigar clubs are popping up like left and right all over the place. DC was already kind of a cigar town, but I thought, of course, if you have all of these new right-wingers coming to town, that's kind of the number one hobby that you do after work.
Don Jr.'s a cigar smoker.
Yeah.
I know President Trump, anti-alcohol, anti-tobacco, anti-everything, but I think, I don't know, as a conservative, the majority of the industry seems to be conservative.
Yeah.
So I think it's...
And even, I always say about my friends, the cigar Democrats.
Yes.
One of my favorite lounges when I lived in LA, right across from our office, was actually, I would say, a predominantly Democrat lounge. It's LA, but cigar Democrats, it ain't AOC, okay? That's a different breed. So even let's say it's a quarter of the industry or 20% is Democrat, it's all right. You can play ball, even politically.
Yeah. So you've got the dusk, you've got the dawn. You're smoking the dawn,
yes.
I'm smoking the dusk. But you got something you want to tease for us, maybe?
Yeah, are we breaking news? We might be breaking some cigar news.
Yes.
In fact, I'll even... Have you...
You may have one right there. Look at that.
So we had the dawn.
Man.
I'll even take it at thank you. We had the dawn. We had the dusk. It comes from that painting, actually, a painting by William Halsall, where it's the Mayflower in Plymouth Harbor. It's hanging at the Mayflower Museum. And what I love about the painting, as you don't know, is the sun rising or setting on America. So we said dawn, dusk. We got the Connecticut, the natural Habano. We need the Maduro.
Yes.
We need the Mayflower Dream. Dawn, dusk, and dream. We're now out of moments of the day, and I really want the flavor profile to match the dawn, the morning, the dusk, the evening, and the dream. This to me is really like it's your little chocolate before bed.
Yes.
It's your little. It's got notes of. Got cardamom actually. If you ever had coffee with cardamom or anything, it's got like a little bit of cardamom, a little bit of caramel. It's got a little bit of
a little spice, a little sweet.
A little sweet, yes. It's very subtle though. And what I love about this, especially this being an American brand, the Mayflower, is its Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper.
There it is.
From day one, I said I want a true broadleaf wrapper for one of the blends. We got the first two out without it, so we finally have the nice Pennsylvania broadleaf. Supplies sometimes are a little bit short of that, but I don't have a release date for you yet.
Not yet.
So save your pennies, get ready. It is coming.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
It is first. Yeah.
If you haven't tried Mayflower Cigars, go try Mayflower Cigars today. Ask your local tobacconist, your B&M for Michael Knowles. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a great show.
Pleasure's all mine, guys.
Thank you.